Very good morning, one and all. Very good day. This is our third day of workshop. Before going to start our workshop, I want to say thanks one of our supporter. In the beginning only, when we start our workshop at first day, that time only I introduce all of our supporter who support us directly and indirectly to conduct these sessions. Here also one of my friend Balasai Bodke, he is also supporting us. On the behalf of all participants, I would like to say thanks to him. Yesterday we have received some messages. There is some problem while installation the setup. There is a very small requirement when we are installing the 3.12 software. That time they required the operating system, it should be greater than 8.1. Many people they are using Windows 7, then Windows 7 it is not supporting to that setup. Then I will recommend you have to go with old versions of the QGIS 2.16 and like that will support to their Windows 7, and those who are using upgraded system above 8.1, they will be no any problem. In same case, Balasaheb is also supporting some of our participants. For in that case, on the behalf of all our participants, I would like to thank to Balasaheb. Now we'll switch to our today's discussion. Our today's agenda is projection and reprojection. But before going to discussion or do practical on projection and reprojection, we should know what is the projection, what is the importance of projection, what is the datum, and what is the importance of the datum. Suppose you know all these things, then and then there is a point to work on the practical. Otherwise, that will be a just mechanical things without knowing any thing to conducting the practical. It will just we can say without working as a logical things. Then we'll just have some brief discussion about the some theoretical part. Actually, this is the very big part, very huge part. For that we should conduct a special lecture on this theoretical portion, but rightly we do not have that much time. Then we'll just discuss on the some important points. And suppose you feel that it is required to conduct some special session on this topic, then obviously after completion of our workshop after this week, we'll think about to conduct some lectures on that topic also. But here we'll just touch the important points of our practical. Okay. And one another thing is that today we are conducting our workshop at 11 o'clock. There is some technical problem. Because of that technical issue, we have to postpone our workshop 1 hour. And there is some request also some of our participants to conduct our lecture at 11 o'clock, because it is the suitable time to all of us. Then we also thought on that, and then from tomorrow we will conduct our lecture at 11 o'clock. Please notice this point. Okay, now here we are going to discuss about the datum. I'm just adjusting this camera over here. Okay, you should get the clear picture. Before going to start the actual practical things, we should know the theory, what is theory behind that. Now here when we are going to give the projection, in next some slides we are going to discuss about the projection also. What is the projection, what is the importance of projection, what are the types of projection. Before that we should know what is the datum. Those people or those participants from geography background, they sure know what is the meaning of datum, what is the importance of datum. But already I have said you, there are many participants from the different various background. Might be they do not know what is the datum, what is the projection, and what are their importance. For them I want to discuss these things in briefly. I will recommend you also, please go on the internet and just search some books also and find out the that concept, projection and datum. Obviously this is very important. When you get to know the logic behind that, then it will very easy and very interesting topic to learn. Without knowing this theoretical part, working on the GIS platform, it is just a mechanical thing. There will be no any logic. We all of us know the shape of the earth. How is our earth? It is a spherical shape, means the both the sides of earth is the flat. And here one figure, in that figure, see, this is the some geoid shape, just like a geoid shape. Okay, our earth is not exactly round in position. There is up and down on the earth surface. Some part of the earth is having a mountain, somewhere is a valley, somewhere is a flat region, like that our earth surface is there. Okay, in such a situation, when we want to map this kind of surface on a plane surface, that time we have to consider some reference point. I hope you are understanding what I want to say. First thing is just imagine these things, how earth looks like. Earth is not a round shape. Earth is a undulating shape, and that too spheroid shape. See, both the poles of north pole and south pole see somewhat flatten, like that, flatten, and the equator is the sum of outside of that comparative to the two poles, flatten both the sides. And when we want to take the reference of the that points on our plane paper, that time we have to consider some reference point. See here, we are discussing on the datum. Okay, this is a red line. This is showing or representing the earth surface. Okay, in the both the case, here also and here also, the basic difference. Now we are going to see what is the basic difference in that. Please pay attention, because these things only we are going to do on our practical. That time we should know what we are doing. Okay, suppose we see here, downside here is a local datum. Okay, and here earth center datum, means we can say the global datum also. Okay, now here what is happening here, this is the just mathematical conceptual diagram. Okay, this is the black round. Our actual earth is in here round, and it's just a mathematical representation of earth. Actually our earth is not like that. Now what is happening, we are just trying to match both the lines here, this black line and red line. Okay, now suppose we want to just work on our local area. Okay, suppose I want to, my concern is that to work only the part of our area. Okay, I am not bothering about the rest of the part. Okay, in that case we can consider the local datum. Okay, means suppose I am giving just an example. Okay, just consider this part. Suppose our India is lying somewhere here. Okay, in that situation, this red line and black line is fit to each other very nicely. You see here, good fit here. Okay, but the rest of the part, see, just go here, it is very badly matching to each other. Okay, means none of the line is matching anywhere. Okay, but only this portion is matching to each other. In that case we can consider this a local datum. In India's case, Everest is a local datum. We can say reference point. In simple term, datum is a reference point. That's why I am saying, in the concern of India and nearby countries, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and these countries, we can consider Everest is a datum or reference point. But however, this reference point is not suitable to all the world. Okay, now we are coming to next diagram here. See, here also we are just showing the red line here, and we are trying to cover maximum area to that boundary. Okay, just see here, maximum area is near about matching to this line. Okay, in that case this is the global datum. Okay, in next some slides we are going to see that one also, and in practical also we have to actual work on that. WGS 1984, that is the global datum, we are going to use that one. Okay, I hope in the beginning only you should not, you will not get the each and every concept very clear, but we are just slowly we are moving towards there. Now you just observe one thing, this center and this center, the red center, it is showing the center of the this line. Okay, red line, and the black dot, black center, it is the center of this line. That both centers is not matching to each other, but in the second diagram that both centers are matching or on the no, of each other and matching to at the same point, and these are also near about the matching to each other. This is a local datum and this is a global datum. In simple words, this is for local reference and this is for the global reference. In next slide we'll try to explain in more detail. Now see here, same concept we are going to elaborate here. See what is happening. This is our equator. Okay, this is our equator. Here also it is the equator. Here we are discussing the local datum with best fit ellipsoid. Okay, and here geocentric datum with ellipsoid, that is the best fit to the world. Okay, now see here, fits that part of the earth very poorly. Let's see, this is the actual earth representation and this is the mathematical representation of the earth. Okay, our earth is actual like this. Suppose we compare this area to this area, it is very poorly related to each other. Okay, means here suppose we have to work on the local datum, this datum is very poorly related to each other, means whatever work we are going to do, that will be the full of the error. We cannot consider in such a situation. Okay, now come to here. Now suppose this is our real earth and this is our sea level. Even though here is the sea level, then also it is not matching to the mathematical representation of the earth. Now to comes to here, on this part up to here, near about here, see, just see here, fits this part of the earth well, means very nicely, the both the lines are matching to each other. Okay, and this is the ellipsoid earth. Ellipsoid earth means we can say the virtual earth, not actually there, but we are considering our earth is like that, but actually the earth is like this, means where this one, like this small lines, this is the our actual earth representation, this is the ellipsoid earth. Okay, now here this is the matching to each other, then in that condition we can consider as a local datum, but that local datum is not suitable to whole earth. Why is not suitable to whole earth? Because see this condition here, suppose we consider this local datum to all the earth, then you will get a full of error in this part. Might be we will get a very nice result in the here, but it will not appropriate to rest of the part. I hope you understood local datum. Okay, and for that I gave the example also, India and nearby countries for the Everest. Now come to the next part, that is the global datum. In global datum, what is the happening? We are considering both the lines, this one and this one, same here, but why, what we are trying to here, we are trying to match both the lines, maximum matching of the both the lines, and we are matching that center also. You see here, the center of the mass of the earth, center of the ellipsoid, means what is the actual earth center. Okay, and the center of the ellipsoid earth. Ellipsoid earth means we can say imaginary earth, and the actual earth, we are just trying to match in this condition the maximum area on the earth on local datum, then we will get the that both the centers to away from the each other. But in the next case what is happening, we are trying to match both the centers on each other, that time the rest of the part is covering near about maximum part will cover the that portion. Okay, And one more thing is that obviously whenever we are going to get that reference or datum, that time we will get some error. Okay, then here center of mass coincides with the center of ellipsoid. Both the centers are here. This is our equator, this is our rotation axis. I hope you know what is the rotation axis. Okay, means here is one imaginary picture, that is earth is rotating itself. That time there is the imaginary axis in between, that we are considering this axis, and beside that axis earth is rotating. That for the theoretical conceptualization, this rotation axis is also very important. Okay, and here ellipsoid is the best suitable to maximum part of the earth. That time, suppose when we are considering the local datum, then it is useful for our local area or particular part of the area. When we are using the considering the whole earth, that time we have to go with the global datum. Okay, in the next slides you will get more details when we will discuss on the projection also. And here we have to stick with the time and time bound, but after that you just go and read the concept, then you will get the more idea. Now here we are discussing about the global datum. See, this is the North Pole, South Pole, East and West. This is the equatorial plane here. And we are here considering the WGS 1984. This is the global datum. When we are using the geographical coordinate system, that time we have to consider the WGS 1984 datum. Might be some people they are not getting what is exactly that. For them, I would recommend please go and read the theory, because we have to do practical also after this. Okay. The same example which already we discussed, the same example is explained here. See, the Everest ellipsoid is best for the India and the rest of the countries, nearby countries, but not for the entire world. Similarly, WGS 1984 ellipsoid is best to the entire world, but not exactly to the India. Understood? Means local datum is suitable for that particular local area, but not the rest of the world, but not the whole world. And the global datum, that is the suitable for the global area, not to the small area. Okay, I will give another one small example. You are our participant from the different backgrounds, then I will give one example of the population. This is very simple example. When we are considering the global population, okay, global population and the resources. Suppose we have two things, one is the global population and the resources. That time what we are considering, we are counting the global population, number of global population, and things of global resources, and we are just matching to each other, and it will give some result, but it doesn't mean that it is exactly appropriate to each and every country or each and every part. Okay, we can take the another one example. Suppose we take the example of our India and population density. At that time we are getting the some particular number of the population density, but that number doesn't mean that in Arunachal Pradesh the same density we can found. I hope the Arunachal population density is 13, means 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer area only 13 people are living there. If you go on the same case in the Delhi, we can that density is in 1000. The same case is here. The particular datum is appropriate for the particular area. Suppose we are using the local datum, it's not useful for the rest of the, means not useful means in the case not appropriate to the whole global things. And when we are using the WGS 1984, it will useful for the global datum, but it doesn't mean that it will useful for the small exactly small area. It depends on that researcher or that person to which one we have to choose, on which we are working on that area. Now here in next slides we are going to discuss about the projection. That time we are going to discuss about the global coordinate system, that is the GCS, and projected coordinate system, that is the PCS, and we should know what is the difference between that and what are the importance of that. Okay, let me just check either we are getting the each and everything clearly. Okay, I'm just adjusting my camera. Now here, next thing, that is the projection. Why projection and what is the aim of the projection? I already told you how our earth is. Our earth is like this, means geoid shape. Okay, our earth is geoid shape. In geoid shape, when we are trying to generate a map, that time the earth is like this, but our map is like plain paper. When we have to convert our 3D diagram into 2D diagram, that time projection is required. Okay, and our aim is that only to convert our 3D diagram to 2D diagram. And one other important thing is that why we are using the projection. Suppose when we have to measure the length, when we have to measure to area, that time it is very difficult to measure on the circular shape. That time we have to convert that 3D area or circular shape into 2D area. In that case also we are using the projections. There are different types of projection. Out of that I am giving just some example projections here. Planar, conical, cylindrical. This is for the both poles, north and south poles. Okay, this projection, the output is will like that. This is the conical projection. It is mostly useful for measuring this area. Okay, the output will get like this. And cylindrical, Mercator's projection, we are using this is our earth. Just imagine this is our earth and we wrap a paper around the earth. Suppose this is our earth, we wrap that earth with the paper like this and like this. Okay, and latitude and longitude we get on the plain paper like this. Then we try to find out the means we will get our 2D picture or map and anything. Then we will do the further things. Okay, first we discuss datum. Datum is nothing but that is a reference point, local datum, global datum. Next we discuss about the projection. Why projection? Projection is important for the converting 3D to 2D, and it is difficult on 3D to measure the area, measure to the length. In that case we have to convert that 3D area to 2D area, and then it will be easy for our further things. Okay, now next thing, that is the geographic coordinate system and projected coordinate system. Okay, that is the GCS and PCS. Okay, geographic coordinate system, projected coordinate system. Now here in short I would say a GCS defines where the data is located. We say here is one diagram. In that diagram the GCS is giving this point where exactly that area is located, and this in the form of PCS it is showing how that area is located. Means here it is giving that position where is that actually on the globe. Okay, but here it is giving the area where is exact, means how is located, it's flat or how it looks like. That time we have to use that particular projection system. When at the global level we have to use the GCP, on the local level we have to use the PCS. One another important thing I would like to tell here, in the software when we are going to give the projection, that time suppose you are using the geographical coordinate system on your local area, that time it will give answer, but that answer between the pseudo answer, means not correct, means virtual pseudo. We are using that pseudo word, that is a pseudo representation, not actual representation. It will give the output, but that will be the pseudo. That time we have to use the projected coordinate system. Okay, now here the last point, that is the reprojection. Reprojection means what? How to convert from GCP to PCS, GCS to PCS, geographic coordinate system to projected coordinate system, and vice versa. That also we should know. We are going to do that one also in the practical. Okay, I hope you understood what is the background and why that points are important. when we are dealing with the uh, program. Okay, just I'm checking. Okay, near about half an hour we are discussing on that topic, but that was very important. Without knowing that, working on the projection and reprojection and data, it is just illogical. Then we should know these things. I'm just closing that PPT here. In morning only, I have given you the link. On that link, data is there. You have to download that data, and now we are going to use that same data. In yesterday's lecture, you understood how to add the data. Okay, now here we have to add that data. We are adding that data. Now here, uh, yesterday also I told you I am using OBS Studio software for the recording things what I am actually doing here. In that software, whenever I am using any new window, that window I have to add, and then it can be seen to you people. Sometime by missingly I miss some windows just in yesterday's lecture. That time, just remember whatever I am saying, you have to just follow the step. I am trying my level best to catch each and every window, but by mistake suppose I miss some windows, just understood what actually I am doing. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to add the data. Okay, how to add that data? Yesterday only I have told you from where we have to add data. Okay, just think where, from where we have to add the data. I hope you are ready with the data set. Okay, this headphone is only for this mic. I am not going to listen anything. For only the audio, I am using this headphone for the voice. Okay, I am just adding that data. Let me check, is it visible to you or not. It is that sometimes that windows are not visible to you people, but you know from where we have to click. We have to click on layer. Okay, now when you will click on that layer, that time one drop down menu will appear in front of you. Okay, click on layer, that time one drop down menu will appear in front of you. Then the third option, first option is data source manager, second create layer, and third add layer. Okay, click on add layer. When you will click on add layer, that time next option, very next option, that is the add vector layer. Okay, add vector layer, click on that option. Now I think it is not visible to you people because I didn't added that windows on the screen. Okay, it is taking time to add each and every window. That's why verbally I am saying to you, first go to layer, project, edit, view, layer, fourth option, click on that layer. That time one drop down menu will appear there. The third option, that is the add layer, first data source, second create layer, and third data layer. Click on that add layer. When you click on the add layer, that time the very next window will appear there, that is the add vector layer. Click on that add vector layer. I'm clicking over there. When we'll click on that, the another window will appear. Now I will add that window on OBS software. Here window, what is that? Okay, I'm just adding that layer. Just 1 minute. I have to check either it is correctly or not. That is there. Vector data. Add capture window vector data. Now this window, it is visible to you. Okay. When you will click on add data, that time this window will appear on your screen. Yesterday only I taught this part. Again I am repeating this thing. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to add a vector layer. Which vector layer we have to, which vector data we have to add? In morning I have given you one link. We have to, might be you had downloaded that data, now you are ready with that data. That link is in on our Telegram channel, because we do not have any other platform to share our data. I am just giving all our instruction or our data set on Telegram channel. You have to, those people who till now haven't subscribed the channel, then they will not get that link. Those who are in that Telegram channel, near about 300 plus our participants are there on Telegram channel, they can subscribe that one. You just access that data and you have to ready with the data set. I'm here adding that data. Just I'm checking. Okay, now again it is not visible. Okay, now you are ready with this one. Here you know how to add the vector. Here is the vector data. When we will open that vector, click on vector data. On your right hand there is one option, that is a source, vector database, datasets, and vector dataset. Here is one small square. We have to just browse button. We have to just click over there. When you will click over there, then new window will appear. Open vector datasets. I think now this is not visible to you people. Why? Again I have to add that window in a this software, OBS software. Okay, now it is visible to you people. Okay, now here, now what we have to do? Yesterday only I told you, just go to here, all files. Now what files we have to add? We have to add the, now again let me check. Now here suppose this window will appear in front of you. Here is my name, that is the one file, my computer name Ravindra Mede. The next one, that is the new volume D drive, practical 2 data. Here is a date, the same folder you are having with you. How to access that folder? 1 minute. How to access that folder? We have to just scroll down this bar. Here is all our folder drives are here, D, E, F. Then we have to click your respective drive where you have kept your data. Suppose my data is here in D drive. 1 minute, I am checking. In D drive. Then again where I have to go? In D drive I have saved my data. Sorry, E drive. In D drive 308 QGIS. I am just double click over there. Then new window will appear. Here is the workshop folder is there. In that workshop, QGIS workshop data and all datasets are here. Then I am just clicking today's data. Okay, then this window will open. I hope you understood how to open your dataset. Okay, now here in the beginning that I have two datasets with me. Earlier we can call this one as a path. The earlier that path was different, this path is different. Now here 308, this is the folder name. In that folder again another folder, that is the workshop, again QGIS workshop data, and in the practical 2 dataset. All files are here. Now here we can directly type a particular file name, that is also one option. Another one, that is the all files. It is the option for the file format. Okay. Hmm. All files, this is the file format. When we'll click here, then one drop down menu will appear. Is it visible to you? All file, just click on all file, then one menu bar will open there, drop down menu. Okay, in that, what we are going to do, we are going to open the new file, that is the vector file, that is in .shp format. Okay, here e3 shapefile.shp. Okay, very number of formats are there. In that, esri shapefile in bracket .shp, again .shp, that is the format. We have to select that one. I think this is not visible to you. Just go to all files, then one list will be there, then you have to select e3 shapefile. That is one option. I will tell you another one. I am just clicking there. When you will click there, then all files which are having the .shp file format, that file will remain here, rest of the file will disappear. That doesn't mean that we had deleted that files are there, but here we had selected only e3 shapefile. Now this is visible to you which file format I have chosen here, that is the e3 shapefile in bracket .shp. The all files are having this file format, that's why these files are appeared here and rest of the files are disappeared. When we'll change the file format, obviously uh, it will work like that. Now here ms excel file format, that files are not there in our folder, that's why it is not, none of the file is visible there. I am using my keyboard here and just trying to get the E3 shapefile. I am just pressing E to get exactly on that E started file format. Okay, now that all files are here, just I am pressing Control A. Control A is for the simple thing which we are using in Word also, in our day-to-day life. Control A, select all. By pressing Control A, I have selected all the files. Now here I am doing the open. Okay, and here again, okay, correct, yeah, everything is visible to you. Again, the next button, that is the add, just click over there, add. Okay, when we'll click there on add button, okay, 1 minute. Hmm. Okay, when you will click there on add button, that time on your left hand, first you have to add, then close that window. When you will do the close, that time your left hand downside in the layer panel, all that data set are open here. Okay. Hmm. Now what we have to do? Now we have to working on projection and reprojection. Okay, see here what are that formats: Haveli, Place Pune District WGS 1984, Pune District UTM 43, and Pune District WGS 1984. Okay, these are the different projections. Okay, now this is the full zoom full. Okay, in yesterday's lecture we have gone through all that menu bar and toolbars also. In the toolbar, this is the zoom full. I am just checking everything is visible to you. Okay, here zoom full, I'm just clicking on zoom full. Then just see here, here is one our data set and here is one our data set. Just use this zoom button, zoom in and zoom this data. Okay, how to do that one? You have to just click here in zoom and by using your mouse or your touchpad, press, I am using the touchpad, pressing left button and drag the zoom. Okay, this is one option. Or by using mouse, you have to use your middle button and you have to just scroll in and scroll down, automatically it will be zoom in and zoom out. Okay, again I am going to press full zoom full, then again we will go on our previous position. Okay, just try to see what is here. Just you can select this one, one another, yesterday I told this is the pan map. What is the use of this one? You have to just click here and we can drag the our uh, screen. Okay, now here I am using the zoom in and I want to see what exactly data is here. Just I am using my mouse, using the left button, selecting and dragging and zoom in, doing the zoom, do it zoom in. Now exactly we get to know what data is there. Now here I am using again pan tool, I am dragging downside, again I am using zoom in and I want to fit the all data sets. Now here, now we are not bothering about the point data, just off that points here by clicking here on left. I just pay attention here, I am using this button here and just switch off all that tools, point data sets. Okay, now again I am going to of that Haveli also. Actually see how to know what data is where. See, I am just close down all the data sets. Okay, now all our data sets has closed here. Now suppose we click here and this is the check-in, then what does it mean? That data should appear on our screen. Okay, meaning is that only na. Suppose this all but data sets is disabled. Now this is the not seen on the screen. Now here when we check in, then meaning is that data should appear on the screen, but the data is not anywhere here. Then what we have to do? We have to just right click here, okay, and go to upside. 1 minute, let me check it visible or no. I think it's not visible too. I am verbally I can say, just right click on Haveli Pune and go directly upside the first option, that is the zoom to layer. Okay, surely you will get that option. Just right click on Haveli and go to zoom to layer. Just click over there on zoom to layer and then that data will appear on your screen. Okay, understood? I hope you understood what I am trying to say. Okay, now that data, Haveli data is on your screen. Okay, now just switch disable that data. That data is disappear from your screen. This is appear disappear. Okay, now again I am going to here. Okay, now I appear that data, I click here, check in here, but that data is not appeared on our screen. Why? Okay, then again do the same thing, just right click over here on Pune district. When I am working on the laptop, that time I used to see that data set. That time our eye contact is not properly. I'm used to see the data set. That time I can't pay attention the other screen. You should understand what I want to say. Just right click over there, and when I will right click over there, just go to first option, that is the zoom to layer, and do zoom to layer. Automatically that data is appearing in front of you. Now have you understood something there? Till now have you understood something there? What exactly I want to say? Those are from Pune district or nearby district, though familiar with the Pune area, they should know Haveli is a part of Pune district. Okay, Haveli is one of the tehsil in the Pune district. Some people they are calling block. Tehsil means block. Outside of Maharashtra, some people they are calling tehsil as a block. See here in a Pune district, Haveli is one of block which are inside the Pune. But when we are clicking on Haveli, right click, go to zoom to layer, that time it is showing somewhere else. But actually Pune district is somewhere else. Okay, then that should be on one place. Okay, but actually is not there. That the people who is participating from out of the India, for them also I want to tell this thing. In India, there is one state that is a Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there is one district that is a Pune district, and within Pune district, there is one block or there is a small section that is a Haveli Tehsil, or we can say Haveli block also. Suppose this is our Pune district, and within that Pune district, Haveli Tehsil is here or Haveli block is here. Then whenever we will open that Pune district, that Haveli automatically should come on the Pune, but here is not happening there. Now what I am going to tell you, just click here, zoom full. When we click on zoom full, now you can able to see the what actually problem is there. See, this is pan button. 1 minute. See, here is the Haveli, and somewhere here is downside. When we started processing that data, that time where is Pune here and Haveli is here. Now what is that problem? Okay, the problem is that if you remember the beginning of our lecture discussion in the PPT, what we were discussing about the datum and projection. Now here we have to actually see what how that datum and projection is playing their role. Now see, just right click here on Pune district. Might be it will not visible to you, but orally you can understand what I want to say. Just right click here on Pune district, and when you will right click on Pune district, at that time one new drop down menu will appear there on your right side, on the right side of that screen. Okay, that time many options are there. Might be some people they are using the different kinds of version. Here I am using 3.12 QGIS version. Suppose you are using the older version, you will get some little bit different options. Okay, but it doesn't mean that there is some wrong or there is some mistake. There is no any mistake. The older version having the different setup or a different interface, and the present software having the different interface. It doesn't mean that there is any problem. Sometimes you will miss that option, sometimes that option is somewhere else, that tool is somewhere else, but surely that is there. If you are using the another version, please go and check out once on the internet what are options where it is located, because we cannot discuss on each and every version of the software. Now here we are just dealing with the 3.1.2, and in the beginning of the lecture only we had discussed what is the problem with those who are using Windows 7. Okay, now here when we will right click over here, that time that drop down menu will appear there. At the downside, one option is there, that is the properties. Just click over there on properties. When you will click on the property, that time one window will appear there. I am just adding that window. Okay, this window will appear on the screen. Layer properties, by name layer properties. Okay, here in layer properties, suppose we are using 2.16 version of the software, that time you will get same information in metadata. Okay, but here in this version we are getting the information in this option that name as a information. Okay, here CRS, coordinate reference system. CRS means coordinate reference system. I hope you are listening these lectures with pen and notebook. Okay, because many times we will forget what we listen, will miss some points. That time it is always better to use pen and notebook with us for the noting down the important points. it is important for our exam also, and rest forget about the exam. But when you are working on the JS platform, that time you should familiar with these terms. Okay, coordinate reference system. What is coordinate? Now you have to find out this thing, a coordinate reference system. Then coordinate reference system, what is the what is this data coordinate system? See here, EPSG, that is the if you have remember yesterday when I was discussing about the 5 important parts of the QGIS, that time I have showed you the downside, that is the coordinate, scale, magnifier, and that time EPGS. Here I have shown you that is the uh, in QGIS they made some sections, and according to that it is showing the where exactly that area is located. It is the number of that one. Uh, WGS, that is a geographical coordinate system, that 1984. UTM zone, that is the projection. Okay, and this is the 43. This is the that zone number. North is the north pole, and this is the projected system. Now suppose you have to understand what is the meaning of each and every one. What is the UTM zone, what is the 43, what is the N, north, south, each and everything. In the beginning only I have told you we have to go with some special session on particularly this thing only. This is not that much small things to explain in a single lecture. Now here our concern is that we have to learn how to give the projection to our available data. Suppose you have to understood this theoretical background of this, then surely we will conduct another one lecture. Suppose when you suppose you require that one, otherwise you just go on internet and just find out this is marketer's projection. On that you will get all these details. Now here my concern is that to just show the coordinate reference system of this data is this one. Okay, I'm just giving okay. Now here okay, now here in Haveli Pune, just do the same thing, right click over here, go to properties. Okay, that window not appeared there. One minute, I will add that window. Properties 2. Okay, okay. I did same thing. I right click on Haveli Pune, right click, and I went through properties. This window has appeared here. Same thing which we did on Pune district. Here is the layer properties, and just check out coordinate reference system. There is no any coordinate reference system. Okay, got it. In earlier in Pune district there was one coordinate system, but here there is no any coordinate system. That is the reason the both things that Haveli and Pune, it is not matching anywhere. That Haveli is here and somewhere Pune district is here, even though that is belong to the same area. Now what we have to do, we have to give that reference system. Before that we should note down the reference system of the previous one. Which projection system is there? Just I am right clicking over here. I am going to properties. You also do same thing. One minute, I am just opening that one. Okay, already we did that one. I have just click on Pune district UTM 43. I am just noting down what is there, that coordinate system. Then here EPSG 32,643, and rest of the things we are all aware about that. WGS 1984, UTM zone, 43 north. This is the projected. We have noted that one. Then what we have to do? I'm just clicking here, and here in the Haveli, we already checked. Right click properties. In the properties, that CRS coordinate reference system, nothing is there. It is a blank. I'm just clicking OK, and here is one option. Layer has no coordinate reference system set. This layer is not georeference and has no geographic location available. That question mark itself, it is telling us what exactly problem is there. Just click over there. When we'll click over there, the new window will appear there. I'm just adding that window capture one. Okay, that window is this. See, this is that window. Now what is the problem? It already mentioned there. Now the available Pune district coordinate system we have noted, that is a 32643. Now we can direct go to here in filter, and directly we can type 32643. Okay, now when we typed here, okay, is visible 32643, automatically the downside here coordinate reference system it appeared here. See, WGS 1984 UTM zone 43, and just click here. When you will click here, that time at the downside where exactly that area is located, it is showing here. I'm just giving OK. See, when the moment we click here and we gave that projected system, instantly that question mark has washed out, and here that Haveli Tehsil is not present. Then where is that Tehsil? Just I'm right click here, go to 1 minute. Is it visible? Just right click here, go to zoom to layer and right click, that your Haveli Tehsil is here. Your Haveli Tehsil is here in the Pune district. See, this is your Pune district. I am just giving the zoom in. See, that is the role of coordinate system. See, when we are dealing with the projection and anything, that time the projection system should be same. We have to do the same projection system. Suppose that projection system is not same, then you see what was the problem. Our Pune district is somewhere here and it was somewhere here. That was that problem. Okay, now we are moving to next. Now see here, one another thing is that in Pune district here, that UTM 43 north, that is the projected coordinate system, and here in Haveli there was no any coordinate reference system. Okay, then what we did, we gave the reference system of Pune district to the Haveli Tehsil, and that both datasets has matched to each other. Now here another one thing, suppose we have a different projected system, means geographic and different coordinate system, projected and geographic. That time also we should able to change that system. See here, now I'm just off this one. Now here thing is that just click here. Is it visible? Just Pune district, right click properties. Here it is a geographic. It is not visible to you. Again I have to add that window by on spending on time. I just giving on orally. You can do on your system. Just right click Pune district here, go to properties, last option. When you will click on the properties, that time new window will appear. That name is a layer properties. In the layer properties, first option, that is the information. In the information, go to information from provider. In the information from provider, the downside, first name, second path, third storage, comment, ending, geometry, and next one, that is the CRS coordinate reference system, that is the geographic. Okay, just click here. Now here properties, go to properties, again check out CRS, that is the projected. Then we can change that one also. One minute. Okay. Here just now what we have to do, see this one is Pune district UTM 43 North. This is the projected system. Now here when we'll click right click, then new window will appear in that, from down third option, that is the export. We have to click on export and save feature as. In the save feature as, it is not visible. Again I have to add this one. I am adding this window. Okay. The window will appear here. The way save vector layer as, that option is there. Format geopack, we can change the format here. Where we can take the history shape file, because we are working on the vector data. We can give the file name here. Suppose Pune district, again we can give Pune, and here square is there. This is the browse button. This is for the giving the path where we want to save this one, that is there. Just go to there. Save vector layer as. It is that only, no? Here file name Pune, and here one square is there. On that square we have to just click, that is the browse button. Just click over there. When you will click, then new window will appear in front of you, and in that window you have to choose your folder where you want to save the present work. Okay, now here in that window I am using the D drive. In that D I made 1 minute. I would have to, I should add that one window. Okay, this window will appear. This is for our where we want to save our work. When we have to save this one, then select your folder in D drive in 308 QGIS. This is my folder. It will not available on your system. You have to create your own folder. Here in workshop I am going to add new folder. Here is that option, new folder. Create a new folder. Just click. I am clicking there because I want to create a new folder, and in that folder I have to save everything, practice things. Just I am clicking there, new folder. New folder is appeared here. I am giving the practice, because this is a folder for the practice work. Okay, now our name is there, name, history shape file, saved. Okay, that path will appear here. See, path will appear here. CRS. Now coordinate reference system. The present coordinate system is UTM zone. Suppose we have to change that one. We have to go here. Now this is the projected coordinate system. Instead of projected coordinate system, I have to change geographic coordinate system. Then we have to give as per that as per their whatever our requirement. Now see here, this option is visible to you. When we click here, on drop down menu, that time downside there are some projected system on CRS only. Then we can choose another system also. The way we are changing the system, 1 minute, I will change here 43. Okay, and so now see here that project CRS has changed here, and you have to just give the OK. Downside here, that process has completed. If it is 1 minute, every time I have to change that window. Now this thing is in front of you here. Now here we can check properties of new data, and here we can find CRS geographic. Earlier it was projected, now here is geographic. Okay, now this was the regarding projection and the regarding the reprojection. Now here we can change others also. Okay, you can check others data also, and in that data set some raster files are also there. You can work on that also. That is your homework. We had discussed on vector data. You just add raster data. First you have to add raster data. That present raster data, you have to right click over there, then open that properties, check out their projection, which projection is there, either that is matching on our available vector data. When you are giving the same projection, that time your vector data it should and your raster data, suppose that is data from the same area, that both the data set it should match to each other. Suppose you have a that Pune district shape file, we have that one, and Pune district raster data, that may be satellite data, that may be topo sheet, that may be cadastral map, anything that should be overlapped when we are using the same coordinate system and same projection and coordinate system, then it should be matched to each other. Suppose that is not matching, then some problem, coordinate projection and coordinate system problem is there, which we in the beginning only we had discussed. What is that? Just from in the briefly I will say here, go to layer, fourth option, add layer. In the add layer, very next window will appear. Second option, that is the raster layer. I am clicking on raster layer. In the raster, that new window will appear here. In the source raster data, go to browse. In the browse, I am just selecting my folder. Today's folder, and here downside we have to choose the file. Now here in file, we have to first see that TIFF file, it is the raster data. Then again here is also TIFF, projected PRJ, that is also raster data. We can by using the TIFF. We have to find out that data file format. Where is that in that list? Here is TIFF, GeoTIFF. That TIFF file format is starting is the GeoTIFF. Okay, open and close. Okay, now I think this is visible to you. See, I added the raster data, that's satellite data here. I'm just zoom in. See here, that data is here. This data, Geo Khadakwasla Dam. This is the data of Khadakwasla Dam, and Khadakwasla Dam Pune. I am just checking zoom to layer. Now what we have to do, just check out properties. Okay, projected, and here properties, geography. Okay, now there are two data sets of raster data. One is the Khadakwasla Dam, by name Khadakwasla Dam. Another one is the Geo Khadakwasla Dam. Both data sets having different projections. One is having geographic, another one is having projected. You have to change geographic to projected, projected to geographic, and you have to be overlapped with the your vector data set. Okay, that much is your homework. It is the same as the vector data. You can change raster data projection system, you can change vector data projection system. If you have any problem in that, you can contact me on given platforms. I think today's lecture, that much is enough. We have covered whatever topics we gave for the 2 days, that one. If you have any doubt in that, again you can ask. Platforms are open, and those who are in our background, they are working. I told already, Dr. Ganesh Madhe and Barasaheb Bodke, they are also supporting us. On behalf of all the participants, I am saying thanks to both of them. Might be we are thinking might be they will also conduct some lectures in our routine schedule, or suppose we required some special lecture regarding some technical things, or any theoretical things, or any different practical work also, feel free to ask. But before that, we should complete our work plan. First we have to finish our work plan. After the finishing that work plan, surely we'll go the advanced steps also. Okay, thank you very much. Very good day. Thank you.